Hi, everybody. In this chapter, we're looking at chapter 16. You may notice I skipped 15. I don't think 15 had much to say, so won't be talking about that one and won't be tested on that one either, by the way. But anyway, in the chapter 16 of Good Strategy, Bad Strategy, there are some elements that I think well worth our attention. Basically, Dr. Rumelt here is talking about the science of strategy. You can see that by the time we've gotten in these chapters of his book, he's already covered his points. He's already made his points that you've seen in the first several chapters, including the kernel of strategy and his basic views on what is good strategy and what compromises or what constitutes bad strategy. Now he's giving us examples and some insights based on his experience, which is very valid and interesting. I think, and the one thing he's trying to get here is that you have to use your head. You have to use your brain, and we'll see in the next couple of talks that's what he's really focusing on. And that's the beauty of being a strategist. You get a chance to really look at things intellectually and apply them to a business context. It's a lot of fun, and it's an exercise well worth doing. And that's what he's saying here. So, and he's making a distinction between available knowledge, for example, and proprietary knowledge. Available knowledge is out there for anybody to get. Proprietary knowledge is what you have inside the company that other people don't have. That's a huge key. A lot of times you look at a company, why are they doing that? Or you even look at a business unit and saying, why is the manager doing that? Now, he knows something that not everybody knows. And sometimes they make mistakes with that knowledge, but basically there are elements of knowledge that are inside the company, inside the business unit, that are not available to other people. And that's really can be the basis of what your added value as a strategic thinker. If you're a consultant on the outside, you have to get into there and learn that. You have to find the people that will tell you that proprietary knowledge so that you can use it in your formulation of the strategy that you're working on for that company. You'll see he makes the point that strategy is like a hypothesis. And if you remember chapter 1 of Inspired Logical Strategy That Works, it's the same point. That a hypothesis in science is a guess based on it's an educated guess based on facts, based on what you know, based on you put together as much as you can know about a situation, and then you make a guess and then you test it. And it's very, very similar. I agree with what he's saying in strategy. Your strategy, particularly when you come up at the end where you're making your budgets, your forecast, your numerical quantification of the results of your thinking, those are guesses. You don't know the future. They're projections. But they're like a hypothesis. You want to be based that as best you can on facts. Remember, we talked about before, the key to in this area is that the more you know, the calmer the environment is, the less fluctuations you have, the easier it is to make a prediction about the future, and the longer that prediction can be. Conversely, if you have a very tumultuous situation, it's very difficult to understand what's going on. You don't have the facts, maybe you don't have time to get them, then you need to have a shorter strategy and less of a prediction, and including less amount of money or resources you will commit to that because you just don't know as many facts. Same thing, and that's where it comes into the same thing as a hypothesis. Remember, a good strategy is an educated guess, but often people don't like to use the word guess, but it's like that, and it's a prediction, it's a projection based on what you have. Remember, the ultimate worth of a strategy is how it works. Does it work? Will it work? And does it provide value? It's not so much whether people agree with it or like it or think it's the right weight, but does it end up working? So it is a tested hypothesis, and your testing comes on a quarterly, semi-annual, and annual basis when you see the results of the performance of the company. He makes a few other points that are interesting, that for a person, when you're thinking about strategy, you often look for anomalies. What doesn't make sense? What should be happening but isn't? What does everybody know but actually isn't the case? That's where you can often uncover some things. Often it'll have that appearance, but there will be a reason for what people do, and you'll have to just uncover that through your discussions with the people and the management team. Again, when you go to test the hypothesis, this falls back into our exercise on the logical proofs. When the way you get your hypothesis and your strategy closer to what's actually going to happen is to run it through that very strong and powerful exercise of the logical proofs. Why? How? How do you know? who, when, and what will happen. Those are key things you want to hammer into your brain, use it all the time, and that's how you're going to get ahead in this area of being able to do predictive strategy based on educated knowledge and awareness of what you're doing. All right? Thanks.